Yo, what's up? What's up? Man, we got a full class. They be on it. They be on it. Class be on it, man.
There are 8 participants in the conference. Please announce yourself.
Yo, what's going on? How's everybody doing today?
Hey, Rod, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing all right too.
That's good. We are ready for another class.
What's up, everybody?
What's up,
Hey,
Chevis?
hey.
Of the School of Esoteric Knowledge.
That's it. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight?
Raj, Yaga, Darius, Ludwig, Mike, Sharice, Michelle, Rod, Chevis, the usual suspects, as they say. I guess Steve can't make it on Wednesdays. Let me ask y'all. I know some of y'all don't be here either. Is daytime better? Because like Sundays, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been doing ever since I got on Instagram. I used to do Sundays, so to have Sundays off is like huge to me right now because that means I can go someplace and I can kick it on Saturday and don't worry about having to get up. So I haven't had that in years, and it just feels like so much freedom off of my chest. But is daytimes better for some of y'all? Wednesday, is there another day that's better for everybody?
My shift changed. I was off on Wednesdays. However, they killed my shift, which was 4 shifts. So now I work Wednesdays. But I'm a supervisor, so I mean, I can tune in when I want to tune in, pretty much. So I'm good.
Right. But if it's another day, man, that's better for maybe
Thursday better for me.
Thursdays. How does Thursdays look for people? The same as Wednesdays? Not too good.
But I pretty much think that the main group of people that we got right here is pretty much the normal people that always show up.
Right. Yeah. I agree.
And I'm more open now too, now that I'm back into my home state.
Okay.
So whenever.
Alabama, ain't
Yes, I'm back in Alabama now.
Back in the Bama.
Yup.
I'm ready to get
Do we
the fuck
know
out of
about?
Alabama.
I think my mother is from Alabama, but I don't know. I forget where.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I live in Lincoln and have a house in Talladega. If any of that,
Is that where that movie Talladega Nights is from?
I'm in Birmingham now.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I know where I don't work at the Lincoln Waffle House before.
Oh, yeah.
I smell a link up. Y'all might want to exchange some emails or something. I don't know.
I know. I was wondering if there was people near me. It'd be nice if we could all get together and talk sometime.
Go out and have a little. Go out like and have a big. Hey, that was need to do, Raw. We need to all of us need to link up somewhere.
That's what I want to do a live class, like at some point, just for media purposes, really.
Other than me and Raw.
Where you at, Raj?
I'm in Memphis. I'm right by.
Oh, that's right.
I keep driving out there, man.
Raj, would you send me an email? Because I keep forgetting to link up with you. I keep forgetting to link up with you. Send me an email. We'll link up. We'll go have a drink or something.
But I can send it to you again. All you gotta do is give me a call, man. We go have lunch or something.
All right, bet.
Go work out at the gym.
Yeah, the whole school of esoteric knowledge, man.
Where's everybody at? That's I want to find like an avenue where most people can get to it.
Everybody, I'm in New York, so I'm all the way over here.
Yeah, you in New
Oh,
I
York.
what
knew
you
you
drive
sounded
though?
far.
Like maybe like I don't know, some place like maybe freaking Louisville or somewhere that's kind of close to everybody a little bit. I don't know.
Let's do it. Where's Helena?
Right here.
Oh, there she is. She
No,
just
where
popped
in the
in.
world are you, dear?
I'm in Alberta, Canada.
Oh, she's in
Oh,
Canada.
yes. We'll just
Yeah.
all go to
Oh,
you.
wow. Damn, my girl north.
Yeah,
Jeez.
some way.
She's close to Michigan. Yeah.
Yeah, that's close to. She closer to the Michigan. That's yeah.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
could all make it happen if we really want to.
Oh,
Yeah, we need to, maybe
Nah,
set
nah,
set a
serious,
date like
this
in
year, though,
June or
this year, though, for
something.
that, for real. I'm with it.
Yeah.
I might do that.
Yeah.
See if I can sell some tickets, to get a venue, maybe a hotel or something that'll seat maybe like 50 people, only sell about 50 tickets maybe, and get a small venue. Unless somebody got a
Try to bring
building.
Try to bring some people to Soul Trap session that way they can't leave. Like in a whole different place now. You
Yeah.
can't leave now.
Yeah.
You gotta
We'll
you
do
gotta
the
get
Soul
this
Trap for that
session.
too. We'll do the Soul Trap
Get
for
this
that.
today.
Yeah. For a live venue, I'll give people the Soul Trap session. Yeah, I'm
you
gonna think
can
about
play it
that.
right there.
I'm
That'd
gonna
be
think
cool.
about that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna think about that. So, what's been going on? Anything been going on crazy in anybody's lives over the past week?
I don't know, low key. I think they're low key visiting individuals like us. Yeah, I don't know. For me, personally, it's like I feel like a subtle presence was in my room, but you know what I mean. Like you said, no fear, and I'm like, yo, bro, what's like in my mind? I'm telling myself like, yo, what you doing here? I know you here. Just do, you know what I mean? I already know what's going on. You know I'm aware of what's going on. You know I'm on my school SNR. You know Raw. You know the community. You know what I'm saying? But that was just me. That was all just a shock because I seen a subtle moves in the air. Like I know I'm not bugging. Like it's like a subtle movements. Like you see something moving in the air. But if you once you still, like you got to be so still and so silent that you can able to detect it. But I already know. Since then, when Raw make that video, like somebody came in his crib with the drug, you know.
Man, that's
I was
still
like,
kind of.
yep.
I'm bugging over that because, I actually just put this carpet down like a few months ago. I got it off Timu. You know what I'm saying? Just tired of the old apartment the common apartment carpet that they give you. So, but anyway, when I walked in and I seen, and I was like, damn, what the fuck is that? And the carpet was laid down like a crop circle coming from the patio, and I was just like, and then like Cotton Candy, she hurry up and text me and was like, it's footprints in it. I see 2 footprints, and you could see them vaguely. And I went and like checked. I wear a size 12. They was not a size 12. So y'all might not remember this, but about a year ago, I came in and there was an eyeball on the ground. I mean on the floor, and
From the teddy bear.
yeah, it was an eyeball, the type of eyeball you get out of a stuffed animal. I'm a 58-year-old man. I can assure you, I have no stuffed animals around this motherfucker, right? So it was an eyeball on, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like somebody sending a message, we got our eye on you or some shit. I don't fucking know. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it was a fucking eyeball. I made a post on it. And what was so crazy about it is, it wasn't laying eyeball up. It was laying eyeball down. So the back of it was just white, right? So here's the thing. I had just vacuumed, and so when I sat down, and you know how you look. I look around and I'm like, damn, how I missed that big ass piece of, paper on the ground, right? On the floor, right? So I get up and I go grab it, and it's a fucking eyeball. I'm like, okay. So, too many coincidences for me to, first of all, I don't believe in coincidences. All right. If shit happens, shit happens, These motherfuckers, I don't know if it's these motherfuckers because I still can't find that video where in the UK back in the 70s they was doing a seance. And this is a real high profile case because shit was coming out of the sky. I mean, out of the air, materializing into this seance. All right. Like old newspapers, old coins, old jewelry, stuff like this, right? It was just falling. They got the seance table. This shit was falling down in front of the seance, right in, the middle of the seance table. Like flowers, roses, and shit like this, right? It was all on the news, right? So they decided to, they brought like a news people in there who wanted to see was this, fake or whatever. And so during the seance, they was talking to whoever. See, they thinking they talking to their dead relatives, right? But see, now we know better. Ain't no dead relatives. They all them either reincarnated or they running and hiding somewhere because you can't just kick it and be leisurely walking around Earth as a soul because there's demons and shit out here. They're not gonna let you do it. All right. So, but anyway, they told the people to get a roll of film, and this was the 70s, right? So to get a roll of film, a sealed roll of film, all right, and set it on the edge of the table during the seance, which they did. So after the seance, they told them, go get it developed. When they went and got the film developed, now mind you, the film never went into a camera, but when they went and got the film developed, it had three things on it. And I always forget one. I know I'm going to forget it, but one was a question that said, have you ever seen the dark side of the moon? All right. That was question one. The other thing it had on it was a picture of a gray alien.
Right. I saw that.
You seen that? And then
I can't remember what the third one is, though.
I can't remember what the third one is either. I always fucking forget the third one, right? But here go the thing. Back then, they didn't know what this meant. You see?
Right.
But today we know Dark Side of the Moon, Soul Trap, gray aliens running the Soul Trap. It's almost like that crop circle in the United Kingdom where it had a picture of a gray alien next to like I forget the type of language. What's them when you do taps and stuff? Morse code. It had Morse code inside this crop circle with a picture of a gray alien that said, it was basically saying, watch out. They not who they appear to be, and they giving you gifts, but it's really a setup. That's what it was. All right. So it was something like that. But go ahead, y'all.
I was just saying, man, I'm just aside, like, certain people on TikTok, like, well, we just dive in deep into the Egyptian Book of the Dead, and then people on I'm Mata, I'm Oris and Iris and all this type of stuff. So when I still go back, when I saw it right on like the page, like we got the comments things, I'm like, so who knows the way to navigate to the afterlife? Nobody not answering the question.
Right.
So how y'all say Mata and we Nefertiti and all of this? And I'm like, hold on. So who knows to navigate through the afterlife? Who running the soul trap session? Because clearly everything is systematic. It's a system. Once you cross over, everything is administrative. It's a process. It's a system. So this is like, it just, of course, people waking up, but it's like you see the level still there with the ignorancy, with the distraction of like distinctive ways of like, we Egyptian and we this and we that. It's still misidentity type of way of leading people astray. Basically, that's what I'm saying.
It is.
So it's crazy.
Those are your people that just follow along instead of taking the ownership and responsibility and have some dignity and search for yourself to figure out what's going on instead of listening to everybody else. Because if you listen to everybody else, that's how people get led astray.
Yeah, like literally, like all of them, not the Roger, like all of them on the TikTok doing the same thing.
It's the Bible that talks about the great falling away. But It's because, like I say, the Bible is set up on reverse psychology.
Right.
They tell you the great falling away will be those that falling away to sin. In actuality, everybody that's in this group should know what the great falling away is. The great falling away is when you fall away from that bullshit that y'all put in that Bible. That's the great falling away. And I'm gonna do a video on that too with that particular scripture. Yeah. The great falling away is when people like us fucking wake up. That's the great falling.
Yeah, literally.
You know, I know nobody's seeing my posts on Raw Report because I made 2 posts. They only got 600 views a piece or whatever, something like that, right? So I posted a guy, Sam somebody, I forget. But anyway, he was saying, you know that the elite are allowing people to wake up. You know what I'm saying? And I've been saying this for some time, right? He's saying they're allowing people to wake up, and that's because something huge is going to happen. And that's what I keep trying to like really get through people's heads, that anytime somebody expose their hand, that means they about to do some fuck shit to you and you can't stop it. You see what I'm saying? Or they feel you can't stop it. You know, it's it's kind of like, you know, Donald Trump said, what's coming next? He made this tweet, this cryptic tweet. What's coming next?
Yeah.
You won't be able to stop. That's what he said. And that's why they exposing their hand. Like, people don't be using ramification thinking. Like, you got all this knowledge now being exposed. When Orlando Brown first came out, he the first one really to start talking about esoteric knowledge. And then 607 came. You had what's her name? Jaguar Wright talking about some inside stuff. You know what I'm saying? What's her name? Roseanne talking about some inside stuff. These people took the deals. Well, I don't think Jaguar Wright did, but I'm not too sure. All right, because she did say she was a witch. So I think Jaguar. Yeah, and Monique too. Yeah. So, but these people took the deals to be in these groups. You know what I'm saying? And when you start talking about secrets that ain't, and the reason they go viral is because nobody's ever heard nobody say this shit before, right? So that means, and I say it all the time, like especially with 607 and Orlando Brown, who gave you the okay to speak on these things? And notice, no other Illuminati members are doing it. So it's hand-picked people that they hand-picked to say, okay, we want you to talk about this, and they do it. Nobody else is talking. Jamie Foxx, all these people that are Dr. Dre's, the Ice Cubes. You know, Ice Cube talking about he ain't in the club. Nigga, you have a long, profitable history in Hollywood, my nigga. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, he has.
I don't know what the fuck you talking about. Well, yeah, we know Martin Lawrence gone. Jamie Foxx gone.
Max gone.
I'm gonna tell you somebody else gone that you ain't gonna believe it, but I got proof. Louis Farrakhan.
Oh yeah, he been
Louis Farrakhan is gone.
He been going from like the 90s. Like,
yeah.
Because how radical he was when he first came on board.
And then.
And now.
And look at his teeth and look at his
look at his teeth. You know, look at it. If you go back and look at that Mike Wallace interview, his teeth is shape shifting on the bottom, just like Tupac's did. Yeah. Louis Farrakhan been gone. That's why the Nation of Islam ain't did nothing. And see, if you think about it, and I'm about to do a post on Martin Luther King where this one white guy, he was trying to be like a racist asshole, but he actually, some of the stuff he's saying is very fucking enlightening. He said Martin Luther King did not believe in Jesus Christ and that whole Christian theology of being the savior. Martin Luther King didn't believe in none of that Christian. He said Martin Luther King believed that that God is in you, that each human soul is God. You know what I'm saying? Wait till I see it. See, you have to come to my page because they're not letting y'all see these posts. But when you see it, you're gonna be like, damn, Martin Luther King was woke as fuck then. You know, of course he mixing it with, oh, he, you know, this sex and that sex. See, I don't know what the fuck people think. I wouldn't give a fuck if he was a homosexual. I don't give a fuck about the person. This is a human body, a human vessel. This world ain't real. We live in a fake world. So why would you hold anybody? And we being reincarnated, and we know that, you know, if somebody is gay, 9 times out of 10, the reason that person is gay is because they was a female in their last life. If it was a man, they was a female in the last life, and that's still pressing on who they are today in the physical. That's all that's got to do. Because gay people will tell you, I was born this way. Meaning that's how they feel. They was born this way. Meaning I didn't just pick this up. I've been feeling this way ever since I can remember. That means the stamp of who they were in the previous life is still heavily on their present life. And that stamp don't just have to do with sexuality. You got, man, it's one of my friends' nephews. He little, right? He like 3, 4. I've been watching this little dude since he was 3 or 4 years old, right? He is going to be an athlete. It's in his fucking DNA. He's running. He's built like it. You know, at 4 years old, this dude has the automatic build of an athlete. You know what I'm saying? He's running. He constant running. You can't tell me that this guy wasn't an athlete in the previous life. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's in them. You can see it. People have kids. You know, whether they girl or boy, they see that they're gonna be gay as soon as they see him. As soon as they know, they're like, oh shit, he got tendencies. That's what we'll say, right? But it's not really tendencies. A blank slate of a child is a blank slate. And if they have tendencies that go against what their DNA is written, then that means it's not a blank slate. That's them tendencies is coming from somewhere. And if you got a blank slate of being, if you a boy, then you got a blank slate. Your DNA says boy. So everything you should be doing that's written into your DNA that's male should be showing out. When you start seeing opposites, that means it's coming from somewhere. And we so quick to assume that they seen somebody do this. It's not that. All right. If people, we know kids are remembering past lives. That's where we getting this from. So if they remember in past life, what if a little boy was a girl in the past life? Just like the little white boy Luke.
That's not to cut you short, Rob, but that's what I talked about last week, and everybody was laughing at me at my job when I was explaining that to them. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's where it's coming from. All right. They wipe people's memories clean. So if the memory wiping process isn't all the way fully complete until the child is between 5 and 7 years old, then guess what? What if that child was the opposite sex? In their mind, that's how they see in themselves.
That's not exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So when they look in the mirror, you know, they might see that they're a boy, but if he was a woman in the last life, you know, he might be, well, shit, I remember I used to do my hair and I used to wear earrings or whatever the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, a lot of this stuff is explained by what they would have us believe is the unexplainable. You see what I'm saying?
But we know better.
Right, we know better. The whole goal is to keep us ignorant and guessing.
Mm-hmm. Like one of the scriptures Paul wrote in one of his epistles or his prison letters about my brother. I would rather you not be ignorant.
Right.
But that's what they want us to be, ignorant.
They do.
And never wake up and stay within the system. Because when you stay within the system, they have control over you. But people like us, they ain't got no control over us. So they going to come after us sooner or later. You know, say if we get to the point where we start waking up mashing, sooner or later they'll go to our page and they'll start just like they're picking with you, Rob. You know?
Yeah.
They know who to leave alone.
It's their channel. Yeah. It's their world. We just squirrels trying to get a nut. That's really basically it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, I did the 1,000 rods in one of my videos. I think it was yesterday. And in the comments, as usual, somebody said, you be careful. You may be inviting evil spirits into into your life and all of this, right? And so my response to that is, first of all, people, when you hear somebody say be careful or they're afraid or something like that, what is fear based upon?
Ignorance.
Ignorance.
We don't know.
Fear
Right?
of what you don't know. All right. So I know this. I done wrote a whole book about these demons and so-called demons and spirits. That's in my book, Awakening the God Within. You gotta you have to break this shit down. All right. So where do demons come from? So-called demons. When you read, you will find out that, let's take Baal for example. Baal was not a demon. Baal is not an original demon. Baal is a person who disobeyed them, Yahweh, the Anunnaki, whoever you want to say, and then they labeled him a demon because he did something they didn't like. All right. The Nephilim giants are labeled demons. They are disembodied spirits who are now labeled demons. What did they do that made them become demons? They took human wives, married these women, and then shared knowledge with them. Is that demonic? Hell the fuck no. So who turned them into demons? They did. The system. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So you always got to try to go back and get to the root of the matter. Go to the beginning to figure out what the truth is. Nephilim spirits are not demons. Enki slept with multiple women. And so did the rest of these Anunnaki. That's why you got these bloodlines down here. All right? That's taking a woman as your wife, because you on a mission. First of all, you got to realize they on a mission from their home planet, Nibiru. They've been here for who knows how fucking long, because we can't even say they've been here since the evolvement or the creation of Homo sapiens, who they're responsible for, which we're 200,000 years old. They could have been here a long way before that, because remember, the Igigi was doing the work first. And there's no time frame. So we don't know. They could have been here for millions of years. We don't fucking know, right? But
Right.
when they decided, some Jassa in them decided, hey, I fear that if we do this thing, I'm going to take all the heat. And the rest of them said, nah, bro, we in it with you together. Whatever happened to you, we all accept that responsibility. So they said, fuck it. Let's get some wives. I mean,
That was all in the Book of Enoch.
right.
Uh-huh.
And they could have.
Not to cut you short, but
Yeah.
I've been studying the World Economic Forum
Okay.
ever since it began back in the 70s when Carl Schwab put it together. Make a long story short, they have a meeting every 2 years over there in Switzerland in Davos. Okay.
Mhm.
They have a pyramid over there, and the pyramid inside has 200 seats. Okay.
Yeah.
So what is that tied to? The 200 Nephilims that fell. So they've been here a while. I'm gonna do a video on that as soon as I get all my research done on that.
Yeah, they've been here.
So these are your power individuals. These 200 Nephilims, and the spirits are still running this realm.
Oh,
They haven't.
yeah.
Still here.
for sure. They still running. They still here.
Right.
And like I wrote in my book, Awakening the God Within, they have set up a hierarchy. Now, as part of this
Right.
hierarchy, what we might have read about in the Pistis Sophia when we went through that, possibly so. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Possibly so. Because Jesus was handed the keys to the earth and the heavens. He is the man.
Right.
All right. Now, who could also Jesus be that was also promised earth? Marduk. Marduk was promised earth. So do Jesus got earth or do Marduk got earth? I would highly say Marduk got earth, which would mean who really is Jesus? Marduk. If you know anything, and we're going to get, maybe after this book of the Enoch, we're going to dive into some Zechariah Sitchin books. Marduk is the god that a lot of people don't realize, because Marduk was going around to different civilizations. I believe ancient Egypt, ancient Babylonia, and other civilizations, and he would erase their history and insert himself and say that he is the one that, whatever they accomplished, he would say that he accomplished it, but he would use different names. So he never used the same name. So just like in the Bible, just like in the Quran, you got Allah telling you he is the one that gave the Torah to Moses. All right. But in your Bible, it says Yahweh gave the Torah to Moses. You see what I'm saying? So,
Right.
regardless of which one you believe, Allah and Yahweh is the same person.
Right. Hey, not to cut you short, Rob, but
Yeah.
I believe it on one of Zechariah Stitch's book, which is called The 12th Planet. He explains what you're talking about, because I read half of it, not all of it.
Yeah. So Marduk is still here. when we read about Enki and Enlil and them, they I don't want to say, I know Enki is gone. Enki dead. I don't know about Enlil, but Enlil ain't here running shit. Marduk is running Earth. Marduk is in charge of Earth. He is running Earth. So if you believe Jesus has inherited Earth, then I'm telling you, Jesus would be Marduk. And Marduk is, his whole thing is, because he was denied Earth for so long, his whole thing is he out to prove that he worthy to his people, not to us. And here's another thing, y'all. Anybody that act like you matter is lying to you. Anybody. Jesus acts like you matter. You don't matter. No human matters.
We the chosen one, Rraw.
Yeah, chosen to be slaves. So anybody that think humanity matters to anybody that's, somewhere, you are sadly mistaken. Humanity does not matter. You are a tool to be controlled and used. That's all we are. And the reason that's all you are is because if you ascribe to being a human being, then that's all human beings were made for, to be a tool to be used. That's why you don't ascribe yourself as being a human. You're not a human. This physical body is a vessel. It is a container for your soul. All right. So humans are physical bodies that have souls. This is why they do shit to y'all, because they know you're not a human. So inflicting torture and raping and killing and mutilating and all the different things we hear about them doing, sacrificing humans and all of that. How do you sacrifice a vessel? That's like if the real person is inside this vessel, which is this container. How do I hurt the person that's inside this container? By sacrificing the container. You see what I'm saying? So we looking at shit wrong. And that's why the elite do what they do. Sacrifice to Moloch and all of this other stuff. They not hurting nobody. In all actuality, they doing that person a favor. If that person did their own due diligence, then they wouldn't even be tripping on sacrifice. Think about something. Let's go back to the Aztecs. On that pyramid down in Mexico, where what's it, Kukulcan or whatever. But they said on top of that pyramid, they used to sacrifice people like on the regular, and it had something to do with hitting them in the head or chopping their head off or something. And they roll down the. If you know who you are, all they doing is releasing your soul. Because at the moment of death, it's a pop. Some say that pop, boop. When the soul leaves the body, that pop, boop. And you like, wow, look what they did to me. You see what I'm saying? So we not looking at shit right. We're not looking at this thing right. We are not human beings. You're not a human being. This is just a vessel. You can dress it up all you like a doll or whatever, but understand what's inside. So to like people who say, oh, using 1,000 rods, I'm inviting demon spirits and all of these evil spirits. Look, first of all, you ain't inviting no fucking body because these niggas is here already. All right, they here already. That's number one. Number two, they know you. They watching you. All right. That's what the Nephilim were. 200 watchers. So they watching you. They know you. Now, who are they more ascribed to do you hate the truth? All right. They know the truth. These niggas around you know the truth. So here, let's just say you got me sitting up here who's trying to let people know, hey, you know, you're not a body, you a spirit and a soul and this, that, and the other. Or let's just say Joe Schmo. I'm trying to think of somebody to say, you know, Martin Lawrence, let's just say. All right, because he don't appear to know too much about anything, right? So say he's sitting up here. Who you think they're gonna go after? Me or Martin Lawrence? Who's gonna be more scared? Me or Martin Lawrence? I mean, who's gonna try to figure out what to do? Me or Martin Lawrence? Who's gonna run the church and say, "Oh, I need an exorcist"? Me or Martin Lawrence? You see, my whole point in saying that is, you know, and I think somebody said this last week, and this 100% true. I think it was you, Raj.
Okay.
You know, and I'm not saying I'm a badass or nothing, but I'm not a weak motherfucker. I'm 6'3", 200 some pounds, and I might not be hood, but I'm from the hood. And when I walked into prison, motherfuckers wasn't pointing at me like you gonna be my bitch and all of this shit. I don't look like that type of guy that you just want to just randomly come up and just keep challenging.
Recognition.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not that type of person. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it is. Okay? Just like the soul trap session, when you go over to the afterlife, when you recognize yourself, you just as much you go into prison, you see that easily look at a person that's wrong, you recognize the energy. You're not gonna really go
right. You reckon that's a good way to say it. You recognize the energy.
Which reminds me, you know, I was a prison guard back in the early '80s. I was on one of the worst units Texas had, which was the Eastham unit.
Mm.
And Texas, the same unit that Clyde broke out of. Bunny picked him up on the highway, the old Eastham unit. But when I was a prison guard, they locked the prison down when all the new inmates came on board.
Mm.
And you know, if you had an SSI, an SSI was a particular inmate that was able to go out at any given time. Well, they be lined up in the hallway, and as soon as they bring them inmates down, they would say, "Hey, Boss Smith, that's gonna be my bitch right there." And they would say that. Look at that, Boss Smith, I'm gonna have that. And they would say that. And lo and behold, they would do just what they said they was gonna do. They was gonna have that inmate if they wanted it.
Yeah.
You know. So
it goes on.
Yeah, that's the way it goes down in the prison.
So,
if they choose you, if you allow them to choose you, they got you.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. And niggas know who they can try and who they can't try. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know, I mean, you know, like I said, I ain't no badass, but I can guarantee you niggas was looking at me like, yeah, I ain't gonna fuck with him. I didn't speak. I'm gonna tell you something about me when I was in the joint, when I went to the joint. When I first got to the joint, my mom told me, you went in there, man, you better come out a man. That's what she told me. And I took that to heart. You know what I'm saying? So I've never been to the joint before. So my whole thing was, if anybody say, look, do whatever, my job is to kill you. That was my mentality. Because that shit wasn't about to happen to me. And I wasn't in no place like you, like where you was, Raj, thankfully. Thankfully, where I couldn't go to sleep at night. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I wasn't in no place like that.
All kinds of people I guarded when I was down there.
Yeah. But you know, people know. But I say all that to say, they know too, and they know better. These spirits and stuff.
And you know this for yourself, Raw. Them inmates cold enough to try a guard.
Oh
they used to take off. They used to make guards go to the commissary and get shit, man.
Damn right. Be bringing shit in all the time. Man, they was fucking and if you're a female, you better have some balls about yourself, or everybody in there gonna be fucking your ass. You know what I'm saying? So You know, it was a food service worker at the joint where I was with 3 different inmates was extorting that bitch. They was all fucking her, and she was bringing in shit for all of them. You know, but until they busted her. But yeah, but these beings, man, they know. They know. So you know, you gotta always try to look at stuff not from your viewpoint. Look at it from the other person's viewpoint. If you do that, you'll understand the world a whole lot better. You know what I'm saying?
Put yourself in the other person's
Right.
Yeah.
Look at humanity from the Anunnaki's viewpoint. They made you to be slaves. What is different than today? You thinking that we are involved in all of this. To them, ain't shit changed.
No, ain't nothing new under the sun.
You see what I'm saying?
And that's true.
Right.
And that's true.
They look at us as slaves. You still a slave. That was your purpose. It don't matter if you can do extra tricks. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That don't matter to them. You were still made to be slaves. So that's how right. That's how the Anunnaki look at us.
That when they ask Solomon, where is Solomon? I'm here and I'm always gonna be here. I gotta find that scripture. So that scripture tells you that there's nothing new under the sun. I'm the same Solomon. I ain't going nowhere. I'm here.
And that's these spirits. However they look at how you think spirits. People think spirits hated humans when they like this is what they promote in the Quran. That you know the different so Allah says he created beings from smokeless fire, humans. He made the jinn and somebody else, right? From another type. I think it's some type of something, I don't know, clear fire or whatever, smoke, whatever. But anyway, that they all hate, these other beings all hate humans. All right, is how it spins it. Okay. I don't think they hate us because humans are getting their memories wiped clean. All right.
Right.
And all of this. So during the dowsing section, I asked the entity, whoever was talking to me, you know, do you work for the system? He was like, yep. They said yes. They was like, I asked them about the soul trap and stuff like that, and they gave me what you call not concrete answers. And then I was like, well, is there certain things that you not allowed to speak about? And it was like, yes. And I said, is reincarnation one of those things? And it was like, yes, they're not allowed to talk about reincarnation. You know what I'm saying? So he part of the system. They part of the system. And we know how extensive that system is. Through the Pista Sophia, now in the Egyptian Book of the Dead, all of the Field of Reeds, the Muad, the Duad, and all of this other stuff. And they got shit lined up. You know what I'm saying? It's just an administrative processing system. This shit is almost like how the Egyptian Book of the Dead describes trying to navigate through the afterlife. It's just like a nigga getting out of prison. You got to fill out all this paperwork and go through these doors and this door, and all these doors before you can get out. It's exactly the fucking same. It's exactly the fucking same. You know, but I don't, you know, knowing that the Nephilim, that they only bad thing they did was take human wives, so they was demonified for that. I don't look at them as demons. I'm sorry. I don't look at them as demons. That's not a demonic thing. You know what I'm saying? If that's a demonic thing, then, you know, I mean, in reality, it's almost like the ultimate love story. That they risked everything so they could have wives. It's like the ultimate love story. Why Hollywood ain't wrote that shit up? You know what I'm saying? They risked everything. And as a punishment, their physical bodies was taken from them. And it was taken from them so that they could not be with the women that they chose to be wives. Now,
well, you got to look at it like this. They had compassion, okay?
Exactly. For humanity.
So that's a human emotion.
Yeah. So, they had compassion for humanity, who humanity was meant to be slaves. And they had compassion for the slaves. And respect for the slaves that they married the women. See, my thing is when you put that word marriage on it, and they explicit. It's not that they took human wives to, have sex with. They took human wives for companions.
Right, exactly.
That's something, man. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I think me saying this publicly and openly, just think if you a Nephilim and you hear a human saying this, because no human is really saying. Humans ain't saying that. They calling them demons. Motherfuckers is calling these beings demons. That's an ugly name to call somebody. You demon.
Because they did what they were supposed to do, because this one particular one that was over them wanted them to specifically go down there and do what you got to do, but do not mess with the women. But you got to think about it. That planet that they came from, it had to be nothing but hard head, because why would women look all of a sudden good to them? They've never seen them before.
Well, I think they have been here for a while, because remember they're on a mission.
Exactly.
What happens to these niggas that go out to sea in the Navy? They turn gay. The Navy is known for, niggas turning gay in the Navy. You be out there on that boat for 6 months, a hard leg start feeling soft to you. I don't fucking know. I did my 14 standing on my toes, so I don't know what they talking about, right? But for some people, I understand you can't take it. I had friends fall to the side. They couldn't take it. Lonely. I'm watching this show, Orange is the New Black. Women can't take it. Women prisons got the highest, gay shit going on, because they more emotional and stuff. They can't take it. They can't take it. They really can't take it. You know what I'm saying? 14 years, I guarantee it ain't a bitch in there that done did over a dime that's still standing straight. You know what I'm saying? They can't take that. It's a whole different ball game for them.
Well, women are emotional, exactly.
Right. Emotional, nurturing, and all of that stuff. So, but anyway, how would a Nephilim feel about somebody that actually understands what happened to them? They're not no demon.
No.
But the rest of the world is calling these motherfuckers demons. So think about this for a second. They around you, and you saying demon, 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 demon. Every time, that's like saying nigga, nigga, nigga to them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's like you calling them something derogatory, which they are not, and you don't even know the story. So for some of y'all, they gonna fuck with y'all.
Yeah.
They gonna, just like it's called self-fulfilling prophecy.
Not to cut you short, Raw. You got to go back to what I feel that all started this shit was religion. Okay.
Yeah.
Because let me give you a story. It's in one of the Gospels where a man, no one could hold him. They said he was a demon, so they kept him in chains and bond. And every time he would turn around, he would be scratching himself, self-mutilation, and he would break the chains. So then Jesus came on the scene, and Jesus said, the demon says, Son of man, Son of God, what does thy want with me? It is not my time. And so Jesus said, what is thy name? And he said, my name is Legions, and there are many of us.
Right.
And so Jesus did what? He said, well, look, don't kill me, is what the demon said.
Right.
But send me into this herd of pigs over there. And so Jesus did that. And so the pigs went crazy and ran over the cliff and fell in the water.
Yeah.
And to this day, what do we know pigs possess? Parasites.
Right.
And anything in the water, fish has what? Parasites.
Baby.
So they label demons, demons are really parasites to me that invade your body.
Right.
It cause you to crave for this and crave for that. So,
yeah, that's parasites. I'm fighting them right now.
Yeah, parasites control. If you parasites in everything.
Right.
And fishy, so.
Okay.
But
just like we know, you got the counterfeit spirit in you that hates you.
Exactly.
Right. You can call it a demon or whatever it is you want, but that's its job. But that's one specific thing that's inside every human that they put into us.
Exactly. Right.
If they didn't put that into you, your soul would make the correct choice every single time.
Every time.
You see what I'm saying? And you will be hard to deal with. So that's something. But I'm just saying, like, it's not demons around you, right? It's spirits. They feel just like you. They do good and they do bad. You know what I'm saying? They like some of y'all, and some of y'all they don't like.
Right.
And I can guarantee you, if they don't like you, they probably fucking with you. They probably fucking with you.
I agree with that.
And just like you know, what was it, last year at the conference when we had that one girl that was here who was a Muslim and a Jew and a Christian, and she was had the demons right there, and she was like, you don't see them? When they find people like that that's so confused, somebody they fucking with her. You know, they fucking with her. You know, ignorance invites that type of shit, and you can't expect. Yeah, you can't expect them to like people. You know, this is what's crazy. People expect these beings to A, tell them the truth, B, you know, you hold them to some type of standard that you yourself don't even observe, and you're not looking at nothing from their viewpoint. So they looking at you. I mean, I'd be looking at, like, I'm on these dating sites, man, and you know, being in the South, these Southern women, they talk about God this, God that, and you scroll through the pictures, and the bitch is 52 years old, bent over with some booty shorts on, showing her ass, talking about I'm a God-fearing woman, and all of this old crazy ass bullshit. If I'm sitting up here looking at motherfuckers like, man, look at this bitch right here. What the fuck is they sitting up here looking at you like? So, you know, it would be easy for some of them to start hating you because you don't really stand for nothing. A lot of us don't stand for shit. And we live double lives, you know, especially now with social media. You got people who they got one life on social media and then a real life that they live. You know what I'm saying? You know, if it's beings around you, man, and they got any honor or whatever about themselves, if you fake and phony as fuck, I guarantee you, your spirit guides or whatever you want to call them, they probably don't like you very much. You know what I'm saying? Because they gonna judge you. They there to watch and record everything that you do and say. You know, some things is acceptable. You know, what you do in the bedroom is really your business, whatever. But, you know, if they saying like you just two different people, you know, or you secretly a piece of shit, how could you expect them to be on your side or even like you? These motherfuckers might be throwing obstacles in your way every chance they get. It's not an accident if somebody just catch bad break after bad break after bad break. It's a reason. I realized that reason early in life. You know what I'm saying? But I knew what it was. You know, I didn't know what it was at the time. You know, I thought I was a bad person. But I know it was them trying to prevent me from getting on certain paths in life. I mean, I broke the fucking internet. A TikTok video that does 65 billion views, and I'm in the content creator program I was supposed to get paid. I broke the fucking internet. And so they must have knew something like that was going to happen. But maybe some of the obstacles that they did prevented me from in this parallel world of actually getting that money. But maybe they knew, because you know, I believe that shit. The Vatican got that machine called that see into the future. What's it called? You know what it is, Ludwig. Damn, I forget what it's called, but it's a machine that sees into the future. All right, I believe they got that.
Not the CERN, right?
No, not the CERN. It's damn, it's got a weird name. But hold on, somebody here. Anybody? Raw Therapy, Raw Talk. What's the name of that machine? No, not the Looking Glass Stack. It's something like the Wayfinder, but not the Wayfinder, GoQ. It's not that. It's called the... God, somebody Google that motherfucker. No, not the Particle Collider, Max. It's called the... It's got a weird name, like out of a fucking movie or some shit. But anyway, they got that shit. They know what the future is. That look, whether you believe it or not, we went into a parallel universe. This is not our world. If you don't believe that, then all you got to do is Google the Sinbad movie. So everybody knows the Sinbad movie existed. Everybody knows the Monopoly Man had a monocle. So they telling us that shit is a no-go. That means we are not in the dimension that we all was in before. So they put us on we in a parallel world. Did they do it with that CERN shit? Probably so. But maybe the world we was in was set to end in 2012 when the Mayan calendar ended. All right. But we are definitely not in the world that, I grew up in, put it to you like that, being 58. All right. Because I seen Sinbad, the Sinbad movie. I played Monopoly with the monocle guy and all of that shit, right? It was,
and I'm 63, so I feel you.
Right. So it wasn't just Jiff, it was Jiffy. All of these things they saying it was not, it was. So we are in a different parallel world. And so chronovisor, that's it, Stack. You're right. Yeah, so the Vatican do have a machine called the chronovisor, which enables them to look into the future. And you will only, to switch us from dimensions like they did, you will only be able to do that if you can see into the future to know what calamities is waiting on us. All right. So I believe they've been able to do that for a long time, going back to the 50s. All right. And I believe,
not to cut you short, Raw, but I believe that was discovered inside of all of Nikola Tesla's the secret labs that he had inside his hotel, because he was able to go into the future, and he saw his own. He knew that he was going to die in the hotel, and he put it in a biography book before he even died. Okay,
I agree.
And went searching for all of Elon Musk. I mean, not Elon Musk. All of Nikola Tesla's stuff was Donald Trump's grandfather. Make that make sense.
Baron
Trump.
Trump.
They claim Trump is a time travel.
Yeah, I believe it. And I believe when they did the Philadelphia experiment, that showed them how I believe they perfected how to move in between time. When they did that, you know what I'm saying? So once they mastered that, I think then they started looking into the future at the social lives. Who's going to be a problem? You know what I'm saying?
Right. There you go.
And I believe the Rraw Report was destined to be a problem because the FBI came to my school. Look, me and Terrence Howard went to the same school. They didn't come get Terrence Howard. Terrence Howard is smarter than me, on the technical side. He got all these patents. So they didn't go after him. Why did they come after me? They came after me. And they had never been to the school ever. And came up there to recruit me. And I accepted. But I, flaked at the last minute. Then they flaked and sent me to prison. You see what I'm saying? Not knowing what to do with me. So evidently something was going to happen in my 20s that was going to put me on a path that they said we cannot let him get on this path. Lock him up. And see, in my 20s, as soon as I turned 18, that's when I really came with the hardcore questions at my church. And I walked away from church and stopped going. And I was trying to figure this thing out. You see what I'm saying? So they saw something was going to happen and was like, we have to stop him. We have to stop him. And so then I do a video with 65 billion views. Maybe in that lifetime, they don't delete it. They don't delete the page. They let it come through. Maybe I get my money from TikTok. They pay me the billions of dollars that they owe me. I get millions of fucking TikTok viewers, followers. And based on what I'm saying, the world would change. I mean, consequently, what would be the alternative? Kill him. Kill him. We got to kill him. you know. But by me go like right now, if I had $1 billion and I in a platform, I know they coming. I'm not an idiot. I know they coming. So now I'm set up. So I think they know certain shit, and you know, they like y'all need to watch this movie on Netflix called 11/22/63 or something. It's about killing JFK. All right. It's a dude that go back in time and he's trying to stop JFK from being killed. So if you like that type of shit, that type of butterfly effect shit, go watch that movie on Netflix. It's called 11/26/63. All right. And it's going and here go the crazy part. The dude that go back in time to try to stop JFK from being killed, he's targeting Lee Harvey Oswald. All right, because you know they're not gonna tell you the driver shot him. So, but he targeting Lee Harvey Oswald. So in this movie, when they saying when you try to change time, time pushes back at you, meaning time will start doing shit against you. All right, to keep you know shit the way it's supposed to go. So time like so he was so to give you some examples, he was racing the clock to try to get to Lee Harvey Oswald. Time was doing shit. Fucking, you know, car accidents, buses, people getting killed. Time was doing this to stop this dude from changing time. Then when time saw that it couldn't stop him from, you know, doing what he was trying to do to change time, guess what time did? This he got into when he got to up there and seeing Lee Harvey Oswald shooting, he tried to stop Lee Harvey Oswald. Guess what happened? Time made him kill Lee Harvey Oswald, right? Then now look, when he was racing up the stairs, time wrote on the wall and said, "You are the patsy." So anybody that watched the JFK thing, you know, patsy, they call him Lee Harvey Oswald a patsy because he wasn't the real killer. The real killer was the CIA, right? So Lee Harvey Oswald was the patsy that they would sell to the American public as the killer. So when the dude is running up the stairs, time wrote on the wall said, "You are the patsy." He didn't understand that. Shit, I did. As soon as I read it, I would have stopped right then because what they telling him was, nigga, you gonna be the patsy, not Lee Harvey Oswald. And so everything that happened to Lee Harvey Oswald after he get arrested happened to dude. So he rush up there, he fight with Lee Harvey Oswald, he end up killing Lee Harvey Oswald. The police bust in, hands up, hands up, hands up. He holding the rifle that Lee Harvey Oswald shot at the president. He holding it. Guess what happened? He becomes Lee Harvey Oswald. They don't call him Lee Harvey Oswald, but he becomes Lee Harvey Oswald. They arrest him for shooting at the president. Jack Ruby come, shoot him in the stomach, you know, as they walking through the Dallas police station and all of that shit. He becomes Lee Harvey Oswald in history. That's some crazy shit, but you got forces. Look, if we read about in the Pistis Sophia that you got a being, some type of entity attached to everybody called destiny. Destiny is there to make sure each and every person follows the path that's written for them in the Akashic records, meaning your destiny. You're not going to die before that time. Destiny is going. When you see these videos of people being saved miraculously, and people like, oh, an angel must have been. No, it wasn't no angel. It's destiny. It's the entity called destiny whose job is to make sure your vessel does not expire until it's supposed to expire. And it's going to do everything it possibly can to make that happen. It don't always happen. Some people die in accidents that destiny couldn't have foresaw, like when you go up under the knife for surgery or something and something happened and you die on the table. Destiny couldn't see that happen, you know. But then you do the near-death experience thing and then they bring you back. But destiny is on you to try to prevent a lot of these things from happening to you. You see what I'm saying? Like me, 19 years old, wrap my car around a telephone pole engine in the front seat. Steering wheel got me peeing. I shouldn't have walked away. But I blacked out. I blacked out before impact. Who blacks out before impact? I don't remember the accident. All I remember is I pulled off from the light. The woman turned in front of me. I couldn't have been doing no more than 35. And I blacked out. That's it. She stopped. She was getting onto the highway. And she stopped with her tail in. I don't know if it was traffic or whatever. And I didn't stop, being 19. I didn't stop because I'm thinking she gonna go, right? I black out before impact. I don't know what happened. I black out before impact. I wake up after it's all gone. I don't know what the fuck happened. Them Destiny angels, whatever you want to call them, nigga, they could have appeared right there and held me down. I wouldn't know it because I blacked out. But ask yourself something. Who blacks out before impact? You don't black out before impact. You may black out at impact. But so you can't tell me somebody wasn't looking out for me. And since I don't believe in that God angel bullshit, it was destiny doing his job. What y'all think about that?
It's so funny, bro. You say that. Remember I told you when I got hit down by a car when I was in Jamaica, and the car didn't really hit me front head on. It was just like a bump tap. And I don't know how long. I'm saying I probably blocked out for 10 seconds. And it's so funny I'm saying that. I don't know how long I blocked out for on the other side. You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy though.
Yeah, let me share something with you on that about destiny. And since you said that, it brings me back to a point when I was a prison guard. The fence line was out, so they gave me, a shotgun, and they gave me a 357. So I had been sitting there for about at least 30 minutes. I say, damn, one of these inmates hit this fence. I ain't got my gun low. So I used the 357, spun it around like they do in the movie, put it on the dashboard. I said, but no, motherfucker hit this fence. I'm gonna hit him with this 12 gauge with these double R4 bucks, right?
Right.
So I'm in the chamber, and like they do in the Clint Eastwood movie, they pick it up and jack it up with one hand, right?
Right.
So I did that, jacked it up with one hand, and I heard something. And so when I heard something, I'm looking at the same time, knowing I know what the safety is, and I turned my head, that motherfucking gun went off. Pow!
Wow, damn.
This hit, and I looked around, all the fucking glass was still in the van. And so they kept calling on the radio, Smith, did you accidentally discharge your firearm? I'm like, no, man, my stuff's still good. And so finally they said, no, you can pull around, and they called everybody up. Make a long story short, I said, well, look out, Lieutenant, that motherfucker was stud, man. He said, no, that bitch was double R4 bucket. They had to go off somewhere. So he said, let me step in here and look around. As soon as he stepped in, it had a big ass hole in the roof. But it couldn't even go because I heard something. I immediately turned my head. Now, if I would have turned my head, I would be on this phone right now talking to y'all. So it had to have been for me not to be taken out that night.
Yeah, the same thing.
Yeah.
That's all I was saying, because I was like, yo, where did you blacked out? And when I blacked out, I woke up. Remember, so when I got hit by the car, it's like I got hit on a boulevard. So when that light turned green, I couldn't move out the street. I couldn't move it, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm realizing, like, yo, I couldn't move. I'm like, the only way to do this is down to the top of my lung. Yo, stop. I'm like, people just breathing down the street. So I'm like, yo, you know what I mean? And it's so happening, like, one of my friends that was supposed to be there, he just happened to come out of nowhere. So that kind of bugged me, because I'm like, yo, bro, you wasn't here when I got hit. He was just probably, like, far away. So how you just appear right there and then after I got hit?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I blocked out for how many seconds? I'm trying to figure out, I blocked out for 10, 15 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, it could have been blocked out a longer, more timer than that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Came back to the New York, doing, in the street thing and all that, Jamaica with the ganja and weed selling and shit like that. Robbery, armed robbery. I realized he got a 380 to my head. I'm like, all right, don't play dumb. You know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do. The next other time when I got drowned in a pool, but I was telling you about that situation when I was dipping down, then my eyes are going black and in and out. So I'm like 3 times. I'm going in deja vu, time loop. What's going on? This is when I start to question a lot of things, religion, all of that thing when I was young. So I was knowing that I've been on that soul trap journey all the way up to now until when I seen Raw from then, and just you know what I mean, just everything just makes sense pretty
You
much.
know what's crazy? I almost drowned when I was a kid too. I went to the
Yeah,
YMCA with my church,
yeah.
and
Oh, and see, it always on pool. Why you gotta be so pool?
yeah, we was at the pool, and it was crowded, a bunch of kids on the shallow side, and I don't know how to swim. I never took swimming lessons or nothing, right? My first time ever being in the pool, right? So I didn't understand, so I said, I'm gonna go swim over here on the deep side where ain't nobody at, right? Thinking I'm doing something slick, right? I jumped in that deep ass water and went to the bottom and panicked and started screaming. And all I could describe it as a voice that said, "Shut up!" And I shut up, and it said, "Look." And I looked, and the rungs was right there, and I got out. You know. So who screamed "Shut up" in my head? I'll never forget it. This happened when I was like 7, 8 years old, and I still ain't forgot it. So who told me to shut the fuck up?
Yeah, cause the same voice downstairs to me like,
You
yo, I
know,
told you so. Cause when I
right?
went in the water, I'm like, I want to panic, but while I'm doing, it, I'm like, I told you so. I told you so. I'm like, damn, son, I know what I should do. I'm like, why am I having a conversation in the midst of me going through this situation in my head?
Yeah, but it's not you in your head talking by yourself. It's them. You see what I'm saying? It's either your counterfeit spirit. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think the counterfeit spirit got. I don't think the counterfeit spirit got it in it to save you from anything. I think it is strictly programmed for hate and giving us bad advice. And that is why, because if it didn't, then you wouldn't need destiny. Why you need destiny? Why can't the counterfeit spirit do the job of both destiny and the counterfeit spirit? I believe that counterfeit spirit is wired specifically against us. You know, and I think destiny has the power to override the counterfeit spirit, and that's why they got the two of them in your body. Because destiny is gonna make sure you live. The counterfeit spirit, it, it it'll let you
Yeah,
die.
cause
You know
it
what I'm
make you go
saying?
into the water, deep water, cause we know we're not supposed to go into deep water,
Yeah.
cause we know that. You know what I'm saying? So it is that, yeah, off of ignorance, the counterfeit spirit. Yeah, it's true. It makes sense. That's all I said. Like, yo, but it's like, where do you went? How can you know? And then, like you said on that side, like you blocked out. Where do you went?
I'm
Like,
gonna
where do we go?
I'm gonna tell y'all something. So yesterday I did the 1,000 rods, right? Now, whoever it was, I don't know who it is. You know, it's probably impossible for me to get a name unless I'll be telling the, you know, if I'm in the shower, write that shit on the fucking mirror or something, right? But I asked Destiny. I mean Destiny. I asked. I'm gonna just say the entity to give me the winning lottery numbers for Tennessee for the pick four yesterday, right? I bullshit you not. So this was the number that it gave me. So it gave me 189, right? Now it it was ambiguous on the first letter. I mean on the first number, you know. And so I didn't know if it had said yes or no on the zero. So I said we was gonna come back to that. But it gave me 189. So I tried to go back and get it, and it was acting all loopy. So I said, fuck it. I said I'm gonna play 0189 and I'm gonna play 1890. Those three numbers came out, except the other number was a 6. So it gave me three numbers.
This is why they still fucking with you, cause they know that if you get it, it's
Right, and you know, I told them I put $20 on it. You know, I just scrambled because I didn't know which way it was gonna come. But go ahead, Hop.
You should have went. You should have went one through one.
You know, I wasn't even thinking about that. I would have, but see, that's because I didn't know. I didn't know which one. I didn't know if the 189 was gonna come out. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know if those was for sure. So that's why I didn't do that.
Right,
so I just said I'm gonna play it box and just put zeros in there, and if it come out, it come out. But you know, I'm gonna ask him again. I said, man, you know, look, I ain't trying to get rich. I'm just trying to, you know, get a little money in the bank so I'm not stressing over these bills, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm behind right now. So I'm gonna see. I'm gonna try to holler at him. But I'm gonna tell you this though, man. and I want at least the class. Y'all people at home might not understand what I'm saying, but I know the class do. If they can help you, because I believe it's really up to them. I don't think they can like get you rich, because as I wrote in my book, Awakening the God Within, you got specific so-called demons out here who handle stuff like that. But see, what made me understand that they not all bad is because and this is where I get this information from, not the Book of Solomon. I think it's the Testimony of Solomon. It's in there. When Solomon was building the temple, Angel Gabriel gave him a ring with a 6-point star, that a pentagram that people think is demonic. He used that to harness the spirit, right? The so-called demon, and they would do whatever he wanted them to do. So Solomon would question them and ask them, who do they report to? Because every demon, it's a hierarchy, just like in the Pistis Sophia. Remember how they said the demons and the all the rest of the motherfuckers?
Yeah, eons a year.
Right. So it's a hierarchy. They got, just like the servants or just like the mafia. It's a hierarchy, right? So Solomon was like, who do you report to? So each demon out here, or so-called demon, reports to one of the 200. They are who you call the top demons, or the spirit, or what we call the spiritual world. They are the first disembodied spirits down here. So even though that was their punishment to be disembodied, but they run that area. They the OGs or the capos, the godfathers, the generals, whatever you want to call them. They run that, and every other ones like mentioned in the Pistis Sophia, the Paralympte, and all of them, they all fall up under them. You see what I'm saying? All right. So, for example, let's just say you die, you can't get out. You forget what to do with the soul trap. You don't want to go into the white light. What you gonna do? You got a choice. You can come down here, which most people are, but you're not gonna roam around. That's the whole thing. And if you're not gonna get in the click, just like in prison, if you don't click up, then you checking in. But you ain't about to just walk out here like you Johnny Badass. All these big dogs out here that's connected to. That's not gonna happen. So you either gonna click up or you gonna fucking check in. You see what I'm saying? So that's what happened. These damn, I forgot what I was saying. Steve popped in. You made me forget what I was saying, Steve.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Glad to have you though, man. We ain't seen you in a while, man. But
yeah, Wednesdays are iffy with me.
Okay, I understand. But
still, I can keep in touch. I'm watching.
No, we got you. We understand.
All right, go back to what you're doing, man.
All right, I can't remember what I was saying though. I was saying something. Oh.
Checking with
the ring.
Yeah. So he would ask them, who do they work for and what do they do? They all are assigned duties. So some of these demons, for example, and look, none of them assigned strictly all bad things. All of these so-called demons did good things and bad things. That's the one thing that stuck out in my head. They do good things and bad things. So like one, would cause men to murder, for power. But then on the flip side of that, they also did something good. You see what I'm saying? So, that's when I really got it in my head. That's why I'm going to be honest, that's why I really started talking to these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand they're not all good and they're not all bad. They do good and bad. And if one of them, if they like you, or let's just say even just respect you, man, they will look out without you asking. They will look out. And the reason they're going to look out, how would you feel if you was on a down low helping somebody and every time you helped them, they thanked another motherfucker because they didn't know it was you? That's what people do every day when they be like, thank you, God. Newsflash, God ain't helping no fucking body. Least of all, any of us. All right? He's not helping you do shit. That's all in your head. This is my job. I do this for a fucking living. If I don't get paid through the rawreport.com, I don't get paid. And yeah, I'm 2 months behind on my car note and stuff like this, but it's been like that for fucking the last 4-5 years. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even sweat it anymore. The rent due, I ain't got enough money, I don't sweat it. Because I swear a soul trap will pop out of nowhere. A one-on-one session will pop out of nowhere. And look how heavily I'm being shadow banned. I mean, I got a page with 90,000 followers and only 600 people seeing my posts. So I know for a fact these niggas look out. And all that tells me is, because what's the alternative? Well, go get a job, right? But they don't want me to get a job. They want me to do this job. You keep doing this, don't worry about it. We not gonna make you rich, Mr. Rraw Report. But we'll see to it that you don't be out on the streets or be homeless again. And they handle it. They handle it. And I think they handle it because of the respect involved to say, like, damn, this is one of the fewest niggas that actually looked us up and did some background on us and know that we not really demons like the world has been tricked into believing about us. Man, that's got to be huge on their side. It's got to be huge.
That's gonna look at some real, how we say in the street, that's some real shit. Cause that's how.
Yeah.
Look at it. I was above, I was all low, right?
That's got. I mean, if you think about it, man, if let's just say we was all the demons, and everybody thought we was all fucked up. We not all fucked up.
Remember, you couldn't move your true self, cause you don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So once they realize, like, yo, this nigga real, and he don't care about, like, you know what I'm saying? So they know, like, you can't only go far, cause you go far, you're gonna shut the grid down, bro.
Yeah. And so, you know, I'm not trying to tell anybody what to do. I tell y'all that I talk to these niggas just like I talk to y'all, man. You know, when some fucked up shit happen to me, I say it. I'm like, man, that's some fucked up ass, like, you know, somebody do some crazy shit. I'll be like, man, how y'all let that happen, man? That was some fucked up ass shit. You could at least let me know. You know, you got, man, talk to these niggas, man. That's your real you. You know what I'm saying? It's on their spiritual side. This ain't the real you. You know, who knows, nigga? Talking to these niggas and being real with these niggas, when you do become a soul, a nigga might open the door for you. One of these archive motherfuckers might turn the other way while you walk through the grid. You don't never know. You never know, because they real people. They real people, and the injustice was done to them by the system who labeled them demons just because they took human wives because they was lonely.
Well, they went against the system. That's what happened.
Yeah.
That's why they labeled it.
You see what I'm saying? I ain't never been for the system. No system.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying?
These 200 Nephilim ain't for the system.
Mm-mm.
And think about it, guys. Like, anybody that with the system, they got big rewards, big money, big this, big that, all kind of type of links. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, but don't, you know, do your research. When I read that Baal was not a demon, I thought Baal was a demon. That when you think of a demon, you thinking that these motherfuckers is just born that way or something, right? When I read that Baal wasn't labeled a demon until he disagreed with Yahweh in the system, and that Yahweh is the one that said Baal is now being labeled a demon. When I read that, I said, oh, this is some straight bullshit.
But they said it in the text that he said, bro, I want to talk to Yahweh, bro, face to face. So he built the ladder, like he literally gathered his people to build one of the tallest ladder going up to the sky.
It's bullshit. So you know what it kind of made me think of? That movie with Will Smith, Enemy of the State. Those that control the channels, you know what I'm saying? They can label you any fucking thing. You see what I'm saying? So this dude Baal was labeled a demon by the system, and the whole world bought into that. The whole world. So it's kind of like if, let's say, the world wanted to shut the Rraw Report up. oh, CGI is a motherfucker. You know, AI is a motherfucker, right? Now you see the Raw Report on TV shooting motherfuckers out of a tower or some dumb shit, right? And everybody like, that's him. I seen it. Now I'm labeled a maniacal killer, and I ain't did shit. I'm sitting up here watching this shit come across the news, drinking my monster just like everybody else. Like, what the fuck? That's me. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, man. That's what they did to Baal. That's what they did to the Nephilim. You see what I'm saying? They labeled them something that wasn't true, and now it's thousands of years later, and motherfuckers is believing the absolute worst of some people that never did shit. So if you don't think saying that aloud to these niggas that's around you matters, I guarantee you it matters. It would matter to anybody. You know what I'm saying? And remember something. The lowest spiritual nigga that's around you, answer to one of them 200. All right? And every spiritual motherfucker know the truth. They know the truth. You can best believe that. They not listening to, they don't believe these. They know these ain't demons. They know they know the real. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, don't ascribe to that shit, man. That the church really is demonic, man. That's who the demons is. It's the church that propagate these motherfucking stories against, you know, these beings that ain't did shit. Ain't did nothing like that, man. They ain't did nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
Church demonized.
Yeah, the church demonized. Got you believing in the devil and his minions and all of this. The real devil fought against the system. That's it. So anybody that fights against the system is demonified, is looked at as the devil. But see, you got to always question, well, what's the system they fighting against? So now we know what's the system. The Anunnaki system.
You go back to the Garden of Eden. What the serpent was the demon.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because of why?
The serpent was the demon, but when you actually look at it, the serpent is the representation, and Adam and Eve is the representation of the divine feminine and the masculine coming together and awakening consciousness, because the motherfuckers realize, oh, hell, we butt ass naked. God damn, hold on, let's go sow some leaves on our ass, you know.
And so why is the serpent demonified then? For what did he do?
Well, according to the church, if they wouldn't ate off the tree of good and evil, that would be all right. But the serpent told the fucking truth. He said, wait a minute, no. You're surely you won't die.
Exactly.
You'll be just like us, gods.
That
the serpent told the truth.
Yahweh is lying to you.
Yeah, and Yahweh was the motherfucker that told the first lie in the Bible.
Exactly. The very first.
So it just goes to show you what? Religion demonized the serpent, and when the serpent is a representation of your Kundalini energy going up your spine, reaching that 33rd vertebrae. That's a representation of that. The serpent, even the serpent is on the goddamn needle on the hospitals and the ambulance. That's fucking knowledge. I don't care what nobody says.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Inky symbol. The
yeah.
What's it called? The
exactly.
Caduceus.
Right, and he was, like I say, Inky woke up mankind.
Yeah, he did.
He woke up in the laboratory, because the Garden of Eden wasn't nothing but a fucking laboratory where they were experimenting with motherfuckers. And Inky said, I'm tired of this shit. I'm gonna let them know what's going on. And he did that. And Enlil got pissed off and demonized. Not Enlil, but the church did. I'm sorry.
Now peep this out. So remember when when Satan supposedly tempted Jesus and said, if you join me, I'll give you all of this that you see. You know what I'm saying? Now in the Pistis Sophia, we read that Jesus was appointed the earth and the heaven.
Everything. Yeah, everything. Right.
So could it be safe to say Jesus joined Satan? And Satan fulfilled his promise?
Jesus ain't nothing but Satan. Come on, man.
Right. So, but I'm saying this to say we don't know who is who in their world, but the only thing we actually knew was that Inky was on the side of humanity, but with Inky gone now, we don't know who is who or what is what.
Right, not exactly. Mm-hmm.
We really don't. We really don't. What we got to do, the only way we're gonna be able to find out is pay attention to what they do, and that's gonna take years because they live, 450,000 Earth years. So to wait on one of them niggas to expose their hand in the here and now, it wouldn't be in our lifetime that we would be able to figure that out. The only reason we've been able to figure shit out from the past is because hindsight is 2020, and it's been thousands of years. But right now we don't know who on our side, or if anybody's on our side. But even though what's his name, Inky was on our side, Inky was only on our side for the fact that he said humanity deserves to know who they are. That was the only thing Inky said. Inky never said that we couldn't be slaves or nothing like that. He just said they have a right to know who they are. That's the only thing. But Inky did worse than the Nephilim. That's why I don't want people to be saying that the Nephilim is demons. Because if the Nephilims was demons, then Inky was a goddamn demon. Because Inky didn't marry no goddamn human women, but he damn sure fucked a lot of them. That's for sure. That's for sure. So to me, Inky was worse than who they calling demons today. And if it's any Nephilim spirits around me, or any representatives of the Nephilim, they sitting up there going, that boy right. He sure right, that boy right there, he right. Because Inky was digging up in human women. Yeah. But anyway.
You sound like one of them old slave Indians too. Yeah, that boy right, master.
Now that's what
Rraw Report, boy.
That's what Arsenio Hall and Eddie Murphy said in that movie. Was it Come to America when he was doing the church scene?
That boy good.
That boy good, yeah.
That boy good, master. Rraw Report? No, master. We get far.
Nah, but I'm gonna tell y'all something to say, man. I'm gonna give y'all a little guideline on what to say, because I think you got your spirit guides, right? And we know what those are. Those are really archons, you know what I'm saying? They with you at all times. They recording everything you do. But try to soften up. I mean, don't be so standoffish and don't be afraid. You now know their background. All right. They're only doing their job. First of all, let's be honest. Let's be clear about that. These beings are doing their job. Just like Raj was doing the job in the joint, you do your job. You doing their job. You know what I'm saying? So motherfuckers is doing their job. All right. So don't be mad that they do their job. But the other thing is, understand that they bosses is not what the people say they are. They're not demons. So since you understand that, before you go to bed at night, just be like, look, I know we ain't never spoke, because I know a lot of y'all ain't never talked to them niggas before. But just speak to them. Be like, look, I know we ain't never talked. I ain't never acknowledged that you here. I know you here. I know you doing your job. But just because you doing your job don't mean we got to be enemies. You know what I'm saying? I'm not expecting you to give me the Powerball winning numbers, though if you feel like it, you could, you know what I'm saying? But, knowledge that I know the truth and the history about, the Nephilim, and that the only reason they were demonized was because of human wives, which in my opinion, that's not a bad thing. So, as long as you don't fuck with me, I mean, I'm just saying that's what I would do. And I do it all the time. I do it all the time because you don't know who you, like, I used to tell people, watch who you talking to because you don't know who you talking to, right? But if you know, then you know. And I can tell you, you're not talking to no human spirits. All right? Humans do not die and decide not to go into the light and come down here and roam around Earth like a sightseer, like they on some fucking vacation. That is not happening. Swear to God, it's not happening. All right? They trying to get someplace. They hiding. All right? You know how, I'm going to give you an example. I posted the story a while back where the U.S. Army had put out red night vision goggles. All right, and with the red night vision goggles, people were seeing into the ethereal, the ethereal. They were seeing demons and shit, and it was scaring the shit out of them. I think this went on in the Vietnam War, Korean War. I'm not for sure which one, but it was back in like the 50s or the 50s, not the 60s, the 50s. All right, and they was reporting that they were seeing demons and shit, and they was shooting at them. Motherfuckers on gunner ships, motherfuckers in gunner airplanes. They were shooting at these motherfuckers, right? And so they pulled them. Army stopped using them, saying, they made up some lie saying they was leaking. All right, well, if they was leaking, why you ain't fixed the leak? But so they switched from the red night vision to the green night vision. All right. So they were seeing these motherfuckers. They was really seeing these motherfuckers. But they not now they looking crazy, right? To us, the so-called spirits. They look like demons. But why wouldn't they? Because think about this. What are we reading right fucking now? The Egyptian Book of the Dead. And what is in the Egyptian Book of the Dead? You got a bird head nigga named Toph. You got a dog head nigga named Anubis. You got a serpent, whatever the fuck he looked like, called Apophis. You got monkey people. You got Osiris is green. You got blue motherfuckers. It's a whole fucking farm. It's a whole farm in the afterlife. Obviously, it's a whole farm full of animals. You see what I'm saying? So you should and these people actually lived, right? They supposedly actually lived in ancient Egypt. So and then to start thinking about Bigfoot, Minotaur, cherubs, all these other ancient type of physical entities that lived. So condition yourself and expect that when you get to the afterlife, you're gonna see all sorts of type of looking shit. They say the archons look like big black spiders. So you're gonna see all sorts of type of shit. All right. But I would personally, I would let these niggas know, hey.
Not to cut you off, fam. So my thing is why. So if there's a gang, right? Like everybody's a gang and shit like that. Why, if somebody like say, if a group of people come together, like remember them people that say they have a spaceship coming for them.
Heaven's Gate.
So
yeah.
Right. So if they analyze themselves all at the same time, would they able to see each other at the same time crossing over?
You would think so, yeah.
I don't know. I'm just be trying to think of ramification thing because I'm like, so I'm saying like everybody's a gang, So I'm like, all right, say we do some shit like that, right? And it's like, okay, we's a gang now. We in an afterlife gang now. We got an old soul, remember shit.
Right.
Is it that possible or something? I know I'm not trying to take it off the straight path, but I'm just thinking about some shit like, if everybody's a gang, everybody can approach us in some type of way, and they know who we are. So how about we come together? I was just thinking of like.
I have thought about that too. I just don't want to be labeled a cult, because some people have called me that, a cult leader. Some people have called me a cult leader. I'm not a cult leader. You know what I'm saying?
I got that the first time they were talking about I'm a manipulator, shit like that.
We're not.
I'm trying to think of a ratification. Thinking that ratification, I think that's one of like.
I mean,
most.
in an ideal world, that would be great. Let's check out all together and see what we could do as a team, right? But this is what I think. This is what I think about that, because this is not the first time I've thought about that. I was thinking.
That's what they did to York, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But I was thinking, like, I think that the way they got it set up, so if you Google, they say about 4,000 people die each hour. All right. So if 4,000 people die each hour, the likelihood of people dying at the same time worldwide is a high percentage, right? So, and with 4,000 people dying each hour, and it's 60 minutes in an hour, and you talking about 4,000, at least about 20 people got to be dying at the same exact time. Are they seeing each other? I don't think so. I think that's a part of the spirit guide's whole thing is to like put everybody on a different like a frequency, all right, where they're having their own experience when it comes to seeing the light in the tunnel of light and all that shit. All right, I think that's part of their job to make sure that people don't see other people, other dead motherfuckers that said you dead, you just died too, you know, and somebody get the bright idea like shit, I got the soul trap, man, let's go this way, you know. They don't want that to happen. So everybody's having an isolated event when they die, even though they may die at the same time. And I I think that's what happened with the Heaven's Gate cult to the soul, to the people that committed suicide. But that's not what's going on for the people, for the entities on the other side. They see everything. So they'll see, and you know, they'll see like, damn, 20 motherfuckers just died at the same time. And they'll see you. It'll be like in a hall of mirrors. You might, they'll see like everybody, we all might be right next to each other and can't even see each other. But they can see, they like, damn, they right there and they can't even see each other. You see what I'm saying? Because the whole death experience is an illusion to begin with. The white light, the tunnel, and all of that shit. It is like, it's actually like when you get an email, and when I send you an email and you click the link takes you through the internet to my website or to this place. You see what I'm saying? But everybody's, you know, let's just say everybody's doing it at the same time. Y'all all going through different paths that never meet. See, that one thing about the Anunnaki is, all right, so you know how I told you, every soul came from creation so that creation could experience the universe it created, right? So when creation started sending out souls, all the souls had the knowledge of creation. So each soul went out and a soul said, hey, I'm going to create a planet called Mars, and I'm going to put this kind of life on it. And another soul said, I'm going to make Tiamat, and I'm going to do this. And another soul said, I'm going to make Nibiru, and I'm going to... So when the soul said, I'm going to make Nibiru, and I'm going to make these beings called the Anunnaki, that soul is their God. That's the Anunnaki's God, all right, who they think is God, all right? But the Anunnaki's God did not wipe the Anunnaki's memories clean, and they did not withhold any information from the Anunnaki. So the Anunnaki have godly knowledge, which is really one of their ancient terms, all right? So they got godly knowledge. But the Anunnaki who made us said, let's not give them godly knowledge or they will rise up and challenge us one day. So they wiped our memories clean. That's not what happened to them. All right. Now, in the Sumerian text, Enki asked whoever their God is, asked them for something, and he gave it to them the next day. All right. That's what, and he didn't pray. He just called whoever it was by name and said, this is what I need. Next morning, shit was on his bed. All right. That is a God answering your prayers. This shit we doing, oh God, please, please, please. And then you in the day 695, God, please, please, please. Nigga got to beg and pray to this motherfucker 10 years in advance to even try to get a foot in the door. Because the wait line is so long. I mean, what the fuck is it? This nigga can't hear. He's not answering prayer. So, and people been conditioned to expect this shit and think that this is okay. And I mean, really, would you be with a woman or would you be with a spouse or a partner that you keep asking them to, you know, I want some head, you know, whether it's a girl or a dude, I want some head. And you keep asking, but you never get it. At which point do you say, this motherfucker ain't gonna give me no head? But see, people in church are asking for head and they not getting head, and they've been going to church all their fucking life, still ain't got no head, and still in there asking for God. God, can I please get some head? Yeah, please, some head. At which point do you?
Not giving a God head.
At which point do you say? Do you stand up and say, enough is a fucking enough? I've been begging and praying for this for years. This nigga ain't answered one shit. I'm done with this shit. At which point? My breaking point was in prison. When I first got locked up. Begging and pleading. Please, please, please help me, help me, help me, help me, help me. I ain't did nothing. Please help me, please help me. Nothing. When I got processed into my main camp, I said, oh, hell no. I'm done with you, nigga. I'm done. I'm not what I'm supposed to beg you for the next 25 years? These motherfuckers said 25 years. I'm supposed to beg and I ain't did shit wrong? I was a virgin till I was fucking 18 years old trying to be a good boy. I didn't run the streets. I don't drink. I don't smoke. Get the fuck out of here with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Bullshit. I'm done. If this is what you do to people who try to be good, then I need to go try to be bad. Because what the fuck? This is my reward. So, yeah. I was done. I'm not but I know people who have, this is what they do. They just it's like you just banging your head up against the wall. Or it's like they got short-term memory. Didn't you just go to church and ask for this? And ain't nothing happening? Niggas been doing this for 20, 30 years.
Wonder what a light will light up on the
You know what I'm saying? So, what the fuck, man? We got to fucking wake up. But yeah, the Anunnaki's God, he answered their prayers overnight delivery. And the crazy part about it is, I forget what Enki asked him for, but it was something physical. It was a form of technology that he needed. I think it was what his sister stole from him, that it was the power to terraform planets. Enki was trying to fuck his sister. And look, Enki is doing some bullshit and they God still delivered. Because Enki was trying to fuck his sister and get her drunk. She ended up getting him drunk, stole this technology from him while he was drunk, thinking he was going to get some ass. You know what I'm saying? And then Enki, asked the God to give it to him, and the God gave it to him. You see what I'm saying? So it ain't even got nothing to do with good or bad. Enki got his fucking prayer answered, and he was on some stupid shit, on some dumb shit. So what are we doing here? This is how I be telling y'all, man. The majority of the world is dumb as fuck. Like, they stupid. You got some people, man, it's programmed in their DNA to submit without question, whether or not it is even to their benefit, they will still submit. So you want to know how powers that be get shit off? Like I was saying, don't be talking that ancestor shit to me in Black America, because our ancestors has got us fucked up. You see what I'm saying? Don't be talking that shit to me. These dumbass niggas, fuck that. They was dumb. They was stupid. How much strength do it take to be a slave? Well, I did 14 in the joint. How much strength do it take to be a slave? Well, I knew I could, I couldn't bust out because, you running from the law, that's forever. But I mean, if this was some fucking slavery shit, my black ass wouldn't have stayed in no joint. I can tell you that much. Because I would have said, you know what, this is forever. So I'd rather chance it.
Then they changed it and put on the Nat Turner now.
Yeah, but I would have chanced it like Nat Turner. I would have chanced it and said, oh shit, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to get the fuck up out of here. Because I can't see growing old in this motherfucker. So
but you read there was a psychological emotional guilt though. Like you see everybody start feeling sad and all the type of emotional guilt. You don't want to run now, you don't want to rebel now.
Nigga,
you want to submit.
They'd have called me two clubfoot Toby, because that's what they would have been doing with me, chopping my damn feet off, because I would have been running Every chance I'd have made Nikes back then. They'd have been like, what the fuck is these? I'm like, these are called Nikes, nigga. We gonna run tonight. You know, I'd have made Nikes back then. I'd have tried to get the fuck out. But, you know, my whole thing though is when you got people accepting accepting a situation that does not give them any type of benefit of what they seeking, and they just keep doing it, ain't that the definition of insanity? To keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. So the majority of the world is crazy. They believe, look, you know, once you start getting with the common sense part, hey, I'm not better than a starving baby in Africa. You know, I'm a sinner, you know, according to their system. I'm a sinner. You know, I've been on this earth a while. I should have been had my shit together. I shouldn't be, you know, at 60 years old, I shouldn't be asking God for shit. I should have I had plenty amount of time to get up and go get whatever it is I needed and wanted in life. Right? So I'm not better than a starving baby in Africa that don't have a chance. So when I look down there and I see there's no divine intervention, how the fuck could I ever expect to have divine intervention on my behalf when I've had every opportunity to get everything that I've ever wanted? So people don't think like that. And therefore, you got billions of motherfuckers on Sunday and Fridays for the Muslims who walk into a masjid or a church and start begging. Start begging as soon as they get in there.
Raw.
Yeah.
I think it's a loop. It's like a loop. This is the way they live. This is the way they grow. People have a customer to pray and pray and pray and get caught up in that lifestyle and not realizing that they're repeating themselves.
And you know what?
It's just a loop.
And you know what, Howard? Who passes that loop down to us, though? That's the real loop. Where do we learn that behavior from?
Grace.
Because it's definitely a learned behavior. And we know that, you know, every child receives their foundation in the home. You see what I'm saying? So,
Now, mother and father.
yep.
Be a good boy. A good
Yep.
Christian boy.
So that's the real loop. And so, you know, it was something that I didn't want, you know. I hate that I have fractured families, you know, 2 babies mamas. I hate that. You know, because I only wanted to be married to one woman, you know, but you know, it didn't work out that way. But had it did, I didn't want my kids to grow. I wanted to give my kids a head start. I don't want you to have to repeat the same mistakes that I have. You know, I'm trying to give you a edge in life. You know what I'm saying? So to sit your child down, no matter, you know, what age, to sit them down and start talking to them about some real shit and say, look, you're going to hear all these motherfuckers in school and all of this shit talk about God this, God that. Just be quiet. Don't say anything, but let me tell you the truth. And I would tell them, the God don't exist. And they would be like, but daddy, why you say he don't exist? Your kid ain't dumb. All you got to do to say to your kid is, if God exists, do you really think there will be starving babies in Africa? And your kid gonna say no. Exactly. So don't think you about to sit up here and beg and pray to God and he gonna answer your prayers, but he not answering the prayers of kids that's about to die because they don't have nothing to eat. So don't listen to these people when they say that. They are all delusional. They delusional. So
It's so funny you said that, fam. I wanna cut you off, but it's so crazy that even when I was ignorant, right? And you said that I was ignorant, I always tell myself that I didn't wanna have that, you know, I bring a kid in the world with an ignorant person, you know what I'm saying? Always trying to make sure things are steady and stuff like that.
right.
And now that like, you know what I'm saying, now we're fully aware of things and all of that. Now they don't wanna, you know what I mean? They don't wanna bring that through. So I'm like, oh, it makes sense. That's when I look back on a lot of things and say, yo, Yeah, so fuck with me because now that I'm this, I'm putting my wife on and everything. If I bring a kid now, you know that kid not gonna be normal because I already know what's going on. There's not gonna be no Christian going to church and none of that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it just makes sense why, that didn't really happen.
You like that, fam? Anybody got something else with that?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just crazy though, because I always think that when I was ignorant, nobody in the Jesus thing and Yahweh and Rastafarian and all of that type of thing. And the moment the ball game switch, you know what I'm saying? The moment the ball game switch, now I'm like, all right, let me get it ready for a kid now and stuff like that and all that. Now I was like, oh no, whoa, we can't give you that right now, my boy. You on the very, you know what I'm saying? You on the whole wake up and stuff like that. We can't really make sure that happen because now we're gonna look like a perfect union now, or in that sense, you know what I'm saying? They don't want everybody to wake up. They're all trying to allow one people in the family or somebody, or they ain't gonna allow everybody.
I think I'm gonna do a conference. Somebody was asking me about it. Was we was gonna do a conference? We're gonna do I'm gonna do another conference. I'm gonna do this conference. This next conference I'm gonna do. I was gonna do it on reptilians, but I think I'm gonna do a conference with these 1,000 rods, where I'm gonna have people. Um, you know, you got to send in a question. That's a yes or no question, and we're gonna do a 1,000 rod conference. That's what we're gonna do in a couple weeks. We're gonna do a 1,000 rod conference. All right. Now, what I don't want to do is play with these niggas. I don't want them to think that I'm playing games with them or nothing like that because, you know, making somebody feel inconsequential or like they're a gang, piss a motherfucker off. You know what I'm saying? It'll piss you off. So I don't want these guys to think that I think this is a gang because it's not a gang. This is some real life shit. But I'm gonna see if I can get somebody to talk to me right now. Just on some regular stuff. All right. Is there anybody here that's willing to talk to me? Yes. All right. Thank you. Trying to be respectful. So, how do you like the class? Do you like this class I'm doing? Do you like this class I'm doing? Evidently, no. You don't like the class? We doing the class. Do you like the class I'm doing? They don't like this class. Okay, then you ain't got to like our class. We don't care. Damn, I want to ask, why don't you like the class? Do you not like the class because we are trying to learn esoteric knowledge? Is that why you don't like the class? Okay.
It
That
look
ain't
like you
it.
hesitate, like you want to say yes.
Yeah, that's not it. All right, so let me see. What was something we was talking about? What was we talking about? All right, so you know how I was describing to the class that the Nephilim spirits really didn't do anything wrong to be labeled demons? Is that true? That the Nephilim spirits really didn't do anything wrong to be labeled demons? Yes. So it's saying yes. All right. Do you think, did the Nephilim spirits, is there any Nephilim spirits here today watching me? Is there any Nephilim spirits here today watching me? Yes. All right. Turn more towards y'all. So there is Nephilim spirits here watching me. Are they displeased with what I said about them not being demons? Are they displeased with me? Are they displeased with me? No. All right. Do you guys mind if somebody talk to you? You know how I'll be telling them, like, I'll talk to y'all. Do y'all like it when I talk to y'all? When I be like talking real to y'all, just like plain people? Do you like that? Or or you don't? Do you? Is that a yes? I'm gonna take that as a yes. So you like it when I just like kick it with y'all just like I would if anybody else was here. Okay, so they saying yeah. All right, thanks for that. Do I be pissing y'all off when I be talking to y'all? Do I be pissing y'all off? They saying no. All right. I know you can only speak for yourself, but do you think other spirits would like it if their humans would speak to them like I speak to y'all just plainly? Do you think they would like that? They're saying yes. So as I was telling y'all, just talk to these niggas. You know what I'm saying? So let me ask the spirit, are y'all really like personality wise, are y'all really like just regular people just like us? No, you're not regular people. Is that because you haven't got your memories wiped so you know who you are and we don't? Would that be the reason why? They saying yes. All right. All right, thank you for that. If I was to ask you for the correct lottery number in the pick four, would you get that to me, please? This nigga said no.
I said no. I told you.
All right. So let me ask you this then. Let me ask you
That boy
this.
said he's trying to get that pick 4.
So let me ask you this. Do y'all have a sense of humor? Do y'all have a sense of humor? You know, I'll be joking with y'all. Do y'all have a sense of humor? You do? Yes. All right. So then y'all just like us, really. I mean, minus the knowledge, you just like us, right? They like, hell no, we not like y'all. So are you saying you not like us? You don't have a, do you have a physical body? Do you have a physical body? I'm taking that as a no. All right. So is that the reason you saying you not like us because you don't have a physical body? Is that the reason? Take that as a no. All right. So is it because of the knowledge? Is that why you saying you not like us? Because of the knowledge that you guys have? It's because of the knowledge. All right. So knowledge is the key in this world. Well, probably period from where you guys stand. Knowledge is the key. All right. I'll take that as a yes. I just want to thank y'all for fucking with me. All right. I know we fuck around a lot. Let me ask this. When you know, I was telling these guys that I believe sometimes you guys look out for me. Is this the job that you want me to do as opposed to going to get a job and maybe pack some boxes or something? Would you prefer I do what I'm doing? The answer is yes. All right. Thank you. So sometimes when, you know, financially it's not looking good for the month and, you know, I need a little help, do you guys sometimes help me to make it through? And the answer is yes. All right. So I want to thank you for that. Thank you for the answer and thank you for looking out for me, man. I really don't got nothing else. I just want to say you could at least look out for me by giving me the pick 4 number. Can we make that happen? No. Still saying no. All right. All right, man.
That boy is all crazy.
Good looking out, man. And I want y'all to know I don't think you a game or a joke or nothing like that. And I appreciate y'all for looking out for me, man. Because y'all know I be needing it. I don't know why you won't just let me hit that pick 4. I only put $20 on it straight. Something like that. You know what I'm saying? I won't put $1,000 on it. Try to become a millionaire. But I just did that, man, so y'all could see, man, these beings around you, they just like us, really. I mean, even though they telling you we really not the same, that's because of the knowledge, though. They got mad knowledge. You know, they got mad knowledge. I think they respect each and every one of y'all for what you're doing because you're trying. And they understand the opposition that you up against. You know, look, it's 18 people here in class right now at 8 o'clock at night, Central Time, in the middle of the work week. These people got to get up and go to work. They done paid $35 a month to join the School of Esoteric Knowledge. And you got probably, through all my pages here, Rraw Report, Rraw Therapy, Rraw Talking, all, you probably got close to 1,000 people sitting at home, ain't doing shit. And you got entities that just told you that they respect these people in this class. Y'all sitting at home, you fucking up, man. You're fucking up.
And best believe they know they're ignorant.
Yeah.
Really paying attention.
And
they know. Not because they're with you, they can't see through the internet and all the apps and shit.
And
I'm on the way to work now, bro.
I appreciate you, Big Heart. You ain't got to cash at me, bro.
Right,
They gonna
but
look out. They gonna look out, Big Heart. But I appreciate you offering the cash at me, dog. But these niggas got me. Like I said, I'm not trying to get rich. They're not gonna let me. The system ain't gonna let me get rich. You know what I'm saying? But if I be in need, these niggas will figure out a way. They'll figure out a way, man. And that's love. That's love from the other side. Motherfuckers talking about the ancestors and all this. Why is motherfuckers, all the stuff that they do, niggas is attributing it always to the wrong people. Your ancestors went into the fucking light with their ignorant ass and reincarnate.
Rob, can I say something for a second?
Go ahead, Justice.
So, it's funny you say that, and when I seen your video this morning, I instantly went on Amazon and tried to get some of them, I tried to see if even if they sold them 1,000 rides.
That's where I got mine.
Yo, amazing.
Yeah.
So anyway, a couple days ago, I got in a nice little position for an opportunity. I don't know why. It felt like something was stopping me from hanging out with this dude, even though I'm in a tough spot. You know, I always try to help a brother out, but I don't know why. But something kept stopping me. But anyway, long story short, 2 days ago, I needed the money, and Buddy accidentally cashed at me $50, and it was at the right time. And I got a bunch of other instances where the situation is so obvious,
Yeah.
you know, and it's like somebody's looking out. They only giving us what we need, you know what I mean, like our daily bread, and that's what I learned to be content with, and not want or expect too much more because I'm making it, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
it was just wild. Like, I ain't talked to this dude in like 3 weeks, you know what I mean? And then I did even have the thought to like send it back, but then I was like, fuck it, because I needed it.
Right.
But I'm like, I felt like that would have been a dumbass play. But even so, when I booked my room that night, I was tired. I do my little deliveries and whatnot. And I kind of fucked up and booked the wrong night, which would have been for the 26th through the 27th instead of Monday to Tuesday. I had to pay an additional $15. But it's like, I could see them fucking with me in some way, or I could see the opposition from the good, or if you want to call it good or whatever.
Trying to even it out or balance it out.
Yeah, and I'm like,
They'll do that.
I was the only reason why I think I didn't even check the dates for the hotel too was because, and I hope I'm not sounding like paranoid or crazy, but I'm seeing certain stuff. I can get plenty other situations where it's like
they do that. Some people call that karma, but that's them. They will even it. They'll even that shit out, dog.
I mean, because honestly, in my heart, like I called dude, I was like, because I seen him when I left Bozeman, and I'm now back in Billings. Like literally seen him right before I hopped on the highway, and I was like, that's weird. But I kept it pushing, and then
that's them giving that's them giving you the opportunity to you know, they loaned it to you, so they like that was a loan. Get that back.
Like, I wanted to share that. I got a couple other things I wanted to share, but I just wanted to share that right when you were saying that. Appreciate you for letting me speak.
No, that's good. That's good. But no, man, you know, what I want y'all to, you know, I don't know about the other people watching, but to y'all, the class, that because you know, I want you to understand that these motherfuckers is not demons, dog. All right. Do not think of them as demons. They are not demons. They are for all intents and purposes just people doing a job that they was assigned to do. And we know that from what we read in the Pistis Sophia. They just doing a job that they was assigned to do. All right. Now, they got emotions and feelings just like everybody else. They got egos and all of that shit too. You see what I'm saying? Don't think they don't have all of that. They got all of that. But communication, I found, is the biggest. If you wanna, like say with racism. Let's use racism as the perfect example. What will stop racism? Communication. For people to learn each other and say, hey, we not so different. We the same. Because we all are the same. We got the same goals, the same values. We want the same things. So why is it racism? Because motherfuckers just don't want to sit down and talk. All right? When you talk, yeah, when you talk to people, if a Ku Klux Klan member would sit down with a black nationalist and talk, and it was a list to say, well, what do you value in life? They're gonna be like family, security. They're gonna find out, well, we the same. So why are we enemies? Why am I trying to stop you from going after the same very things that I want for myself? You see what I'm saying? And then really what they would learn is, I don't even know why we hate each other, because we really got more in common, than we have apart. So why do we hate? Where did that even come from? The system. So these motherfuckers, these invisible motherfuckers that's around you, they don't hate you. Now, so I ain't gonna say they don't hate you, because and I'm not talking about the class, I'm talking about period. They may hate some of you niggas because maybe you just a foul piece of shit to them. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? They may hate your ass. They develop opinions and shit like that too. I'm pretty sure in the history of this system that's been going on, they have been assigned to people that are pieces of shit that they hate. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't gonna like their job or who they assigned to. All right. Raj is Raj still here? No, he gone. So, oh no, there he is. Raj will tell you in the joint. I'm pretty sure he had niggas in the joint that he liked and kicked it with or respected, and then there was other motherfuckers in there that he thought was a piece of shit. Didn't say shit to him.
Because when I reflect back in the joint, I had an inmate tell me one day you gonna come to work and your head gonna be over there and your body gonna be over there. I say, wait, say it again. And he said exactly what he said again. He said, boss man, they don't give a shit about you, but he taught me three most important things that day. That there's a convict inmate in there, there's an asshole inmate in there, and there's an inmate that's gonna do whatever you say do. So you got three types of inmates. So you have to treat them accordingly to how they act.
Right.
So once he read that shit, I used to have inmates say, hey, I say, hey man, come on down from up there on 3 row, bro. It's time to get your ass in the day room. Oh, pretty yellow motherfucker, if you was my bitch, you be up in here washing my drawers and shit. Right. I said, nigga, when you come down there, you better ask these motherfuckers in the day room about Boss Smith. So as soon as he got down there, man, what's so bitch ass boss? So man, get your ass in there before you get fucked up. Because I learned to respect them who you are. See, even though you're officer, you gotta realize that people just, man, I met cats that were lawyers, big drug dealers and stuff, man. Yeah, and I kicked it with all of them. I used to see him walking down the hall with alcohol, chalk in a K.O. bottle. That's what he used to put it in back in the day.
Right.
And the thing is sticking out, and I was like, if I'm by myself and you dirty, keep on rolling.
Right.
But if I'm with the office and the officer notice it, your ass getting
that's the rules of the game. Right.
And that's the way I was. So the thing is that no matter where you are, people look out for you. It's just depending on what type of character and individual you are.
Right.
But that's a prime example. Me being in the guard, they could have fucked me off at any given time if I was still doing that dumb shit. Right. A motherfucker said, bitch, get your bitch ass out. Okay, you going down. Yeah. But once I heard that changed my whole demeanor, man.
Right.
And
it will.
But,
and it's the same way, man. So we're gonna get we about to get into the movie, get back into the movie. We left off on part 5, but I just want when y'all go to sleep at night, man, you look. The reason I'm telling you this is because they not going nowhere. So you can imagine all you want that it's just you when you lay down and go to sleep, or that it's just like I would be remiss to sit up here and think like, with all that I know, that it's probably not 30 motherfuckers sitting up in here with me. I don't know how many. It could be just the two, as the Quran tell you, is one on your left and one on your right that records. One records your good deeds, one that records your bad deeds. Well, them the recorders, But then you got the three that's in you. Well, not including you. Well, including you, but you got the counterfeit spirit, and then you got destiny. That's 4 right there. That's assigned to you. So wherever you go, it's 4 entities automatically with you. I don't give a fuck where you go, what you do. All right? It's 4 different entities watching you. You are never alone. Never. So you might, some people, maybe they can't take that. Maybe they don't want to acknowledge that. Me? Okay, it's 4 of you motherfuckers around me. We're gonna have to talk. I'm gonna start talking to you niggas. When some bullshit happens or I fuck up or something, I talk to counterfeit spirit. You bitch ass nigga, I know you a hater. Oh, hating ass motherfucker. You want to see me fail. You know I'm fasting, nigga. You gonna give me hunger pains so I ate this fucking fried chicken or whatever the fuck it is, right? You know what I'm saying? You the one causing me to drink, motherfucker. You the one putting that urge in me to get high. Man, call these niggas out. Talk to them. Break down the barriers. Use effective communication to your strength. Because they not going nowhere. They not going nowhere. And they gonna do their job. All right? So your best bet is confront the situation. These motherfuckers is here. They on you. You know what I'm saying? And I forget, when I asked the 1,000 rods, when I asked dude, was a Nephilim spirit here, didn't he say it was one here?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said it was one here, right? So you never know. See, that's like a boss checking in on his employees. That's all that is. Just like Raj told you, if the brass around and you're dirty, nigga, you going down because I got to do my job. You see what I'm saying? So the brass check in on them too. And then, look who you dealing with. You dealing with the Rraw Report that's trying to wake people up. I'm pretty sure motherfuckers is keeping an eye on my ass. You see what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure. Last night, I woke up. I was having a crazy dream. I woke up, and as I always do, I look at the ceiling, and I see some shit. And it was like, it was like a mother, how motherfucker have baseball cards and they be flicking through them. It was like a nigga had a stack of baseball cards, except it wasn't baseball. It was Anunnaki hieroglyphic shit on it. And they just kept switching them. It was almost like they was trying to tell, because that's writing. So it was like they was saying something to me, except I couldn't read that shit. But they just flashed them. It was just like this. This is what I was seeing. The shit was going just like this, like, and I'm half asleep and I'm looking at this shit and I'm like, what the fuck? Cause I ain't never seen no shit like that, And then after about 5 or 6 of them, it disappeared. And I woke up and I was like, first of all, niggas, you flash the cards too goddamn fast. I don't read motherfucking Anunnaki fucking writing any goddamn way, but you could have did it slower so I could at least try to see what the fuck you was saying, whatever. But I just talk to these people like they're regular, man. And I think if you do, you might notice some slight changes in your life. You know what I'm saying? Because God ain't answering nobody's prayers. And if anybody if anybody would be willing to help you on that side, to help you, it would be the niggas around you. It would be them. And if anybody got the means to like fuck you off, it would be them. So maybe you start talking to them, and doing ramification thinking and try to see it from their viewpoint instead of looking at it. We always look at everything from our view. You know what I'm saying? Which is a small-minded view. Because the human is always asking for something. Think about that. Would you go around a nigga that always, every time you seen that motherfucker, they asking you for something? Nope. I had a friend, one of my childhood friends told me that after we had graduated from school one day, because he always he always worked on my car. You know how to work on cars, right? And anytime I wanted something, something wrong with my car, I call him. He would do it for free, But I would of course give him something, but not what he was worth, of course, right? And one day he said, "You only call me." He said, "Since we graduated, you only call me when you want something, when you want me to fix on your car." He told me that 40 fucking years ago. And notice I haven't forgotten it to this day, right? So I tried to learn not to do people like that. All right. So when I talk to these niggas, I don't know who all's here. I don't have anything I can give to them except what I know. Because I don't know if they know it. So I give them the soul trap. Every now and then I give them the soul trap. I don't know if that's helping or hurting or whatever. But it's all I got. But
You went silent.
y'all can't hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can hear me?
No, I can hear you.
Because you know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for unknown. That's what I'm looking
Yeah,
for.
yeah, I see you. Look at it.
Can you hear me, Steve?
What's this unknown? Somebody been in the group?
Yeah.
Somebody been cheating?
Unknown is probably the government coming into the chat. And every time they come in, y'all can't hear me. Or if I try to click on them, it'll mute my mic. But notice unknown is not here. So it's unknown is not me. So why, when I click to mute unknown, it mutes my mic? It's telling us that's the government popping up in this bitch. You see what I'm saying? But unknown ain't here. So Steve, can you hear me? Steve having technical difficulties. Just tell him in the chat. All right. Yeah, but the reason I'm telling y'all that, man, is because I believe that it'll really change. It'll be something that changes your life. Steve talking to y'all in the chat, man. He says he the only one. Yes. Log out, Steve.
It could be the unknown sending AI bot to
Whoever unknown he, I'm glad he ain't popped up.
No, that's room class for me.
I'm glad he ain't popped up. Whoever unknown is. So yeah.
That's Terry, no.
All right. So let's get to the movie, man. It's I know it's 8:30, but we left off on wait, let me find it first. We left off on part 5, I believe it is. Is this it? Oh, that's right.
Next up for study at the Online School of Esoteric Knowledge is the ancient text, the Egyptian Book of the Dead. Join today to learn about this fascinating text. Here's a preview.
That ain't it. Is this it? All right, y'all, it's been good. We're going to see y'all later. Join the School of Esoteric Knowledge. I don't know why you wouldn't. All right. YouTube. Glad to have y'all join the School of Esoteric Knowledge. I'm waiting on this file. It's not even opening up. It's not responding.
Shit was in that thing going crazy,
Chevis in there cooking.
yeah.
Fuck.